Hello, welcome to this update for Tropical Storm Melissa in the Atlantic and also some severe weather and more. So we have still Tropical Storm Melissa in the Caribbean. So it's not a hurricane yet, but it will become a hurricane in the next few days. And let's see the latest track. So it's now expected to become a major hurricane south of Jamaica. So the current cone is taking this west, south of Jamaica, as a major hurricane by Sunday and into next week. So it should struggle a little bit now because of wind shear. So there's still some wind shear, but later it might become a hurricane by Saturday. So please, please be careful. Last time we made a video, this was trending more towards Haiti, but now it's trending west towards Jamaica. So it probably won't make a landfall in Jamaica, but the eye might pass south of Jamaica, but it will bring some very dangerous conditions. There's a tropical storm warning in Jamaica and still a hurricane watch in Haiti and in Jamaica. So please take this very seriously. This might be an extremely dangerous situation. Let's see. Melissa is expected to meander over the central Caribbean Sea for several days and become a major hurricane by late this weekend and early next week. Due to Melissa's slow motion, the risk of prolonged multi-day period of potential damaging winds, heavy rainfall, resulting in life-threatening flash flooding, numerous landslides, and coastal flooding continues to increase for Jamaica. Preparations to protect life and property should be rushed to completion since strong winds and flooding rains could begin late Friday or Saturday. So please stay safe. And also strong winds could potentially hit the southern coast of Haiti for a few days over the Tiburon Peninsula. And in addition, interest in Cuba and the rest of Haiti are urged to continue monitoring the forecasts for Melissa. And in addition to Jamaica, Melissa will produce heavy rain across southern Dominican Republic and Haiti this weekend, continue to next week, and might result in flooding and landslides. So please stay safe in those areas. This might be extremely serious. And in Jamaica, it does show some 200 to 300 millimeters in eastern Jamaica, especially southern Haiti and eastern Jamaica and southern Dominican Republic as well. So please stay safe in those areas. And over the ocean, this might produce more than 30 inches. That's crazy. So please be careful with flooding. Let's see here. And se espera que Melissa serpente sobre el mar del Caribe central durante varios días se convierta en un huracán mayor a finales de este fin de semana o principios de la semana que viene. Debido al movimiento lento de Melissa, el riesgo de un periodo prolongado de lluvias fuertes y vientos potencialmente dañinos que resultan y las lluvias que resultan en inundaciones repentinas que amenazan la vida y numerosos deslizamientos de tierra. Inundaciones costeras continúan aumentando para Jamaica. Los preparativos para proteger la vida y la propiedad deben apresurarse hasta tu finalización, ya que los vientos fuertes e inundaciones podrían comenzar viernes noche o sábado. Vientos fuertes también pueden durar potencialmente un día o más en la península sur de Haití, península de Tiburón, y además se insta que los intereses en Cuba y el resto de Haití continúan monitoreando los pronósticos para Melissa. Y además de Jamaica, Melissa producirá fuertes lluvias a través por zonas del sur de la República Dominicana, sur de Haití hasta el fin de semana y hasta la próxima semana. Y esta lluvia puede resultar en inundaciones repentinas significativas que amenazan la vida y deslizamientos de tierra. So please stay safe in this storm. It will be very dangerous. And also be careful with rip currents, especially there in the Caribbean. Some dangerous rip currents in the US and other areas. So please stay safe. The tropical storm force winds probabilities in the easternmost portion of Jamaica will be the worst hit. So please monitor there. Stay safe. The hurricane force wind probabilities is already increasing a little bit, especially for Jamaica. So please, please stay safe in those areas. This will be an extremely dangerous situation. It's still a messy storm right now because of wind shear. It's quite messy, but it will get itself together. So there's the global plus hurricane models. Most of them are passing near or over Jamaica. They go south of Jamaica, then go right over it, and then towards Cuba and the Turks and Caicos and Bahamas. One model goes into Central America, but just one model. Most of them are going towards Jamaica. There's the GFS. It goes. The GFS, most of the ensembles are actually recurving north before it gets to Jamaica, like over eastern Jamaica as well. And some members get close to Central America, but eventually every single member recurves north towards Cuba. So you really need to watch this in Cuba. The Canadian model is passing right over Jamaica and towards Cuba, especially the members are spread over most of Cuba, but central to eastern Cuba should watch closely. And if you look close, Jamaica's kind of right there, and this black line actually passes south of Jamaica and goes into Cuba, but some members are passing right over Jamaica. So we have now the intensity guidance. It's now a tropical storm, might reach hurricane strength by Saturday, and some members just remain a tropical storm. So these are a few members that are not so excited, but some members go all the way to category 5, some to category 4, and many to category 3, but most consensus around category 1, category 2 for now. But there are still some going towards category 5. Yesterday night, there were more at category 5, so this might be a very dangerous situation. Be careful in Haiti, the Dominican Republic, but the place that you should really be worried about is Jamaica. So please stay safe and let's see these models here. First, the GFS, it shows like this goes. The GFS still insists in going towards Haiti and the Dominican Republic and going out into the Atlantic. So the GFS is still insisting on that. There's not much we can do. But there's the European model. It shows like, and these are just the operational models, not the ensemble probability. So the European strength and south of Jamaica goes very close or right over the island and stalls, kind of stalls there. So this might be very problematic. And then it goes towards Cuba. So what the European is showing is more realistic, in my opinion, because it's what the most models are showing. The Canadian passes south of Jamaica, approaches Central America, but then goes into Cuba as a massive hurricane and the Bahamas. So this is possible as well. Many models are showing this. The icon shows like this goes. The icon is also trending Haiti, like the GFS. So it could happen, but I'm not trusting the icon much, but something we should take a look at the hurricane models. So these are important. There's the HRF that sometimes exaggerates because it's based on the GFS, but it does show it struggles a little bit there. But it starts strengthening eventually by Saturday, and then the HRF goes towards eastern Jamaica, but the I remains just south of it, and then it goes like the HRF passes right over Jamaica as a category 2, and then it might strengthen to a category 3 after that, and goes towards Cuba as a major hurricane. So this is the HRF, and it's a very possibility because most models are kind of showing that there's this 0Z halves A that was like completely wild yesterday, and then it does show it strengthens by Saturday into a hurricane. It does go to 923 millibars on the halves A, like 899. So the halves A is truly wild. It wants like a Wilma 2.0 there, but then it strengthens even more to 893 millibars, and likely might curve north towards Cuba. So I wouldn't say this will happen because the half say is truly exaggerating, but it's also one of the cards on the table. But let's just keep watching. But I don't think you'll reach that strength. So there's the halves B as well that is also kind of exaggerating, but it shows it strengthens by Saturday into a major hurricane already. Then it goes by Sunday, already like 922 millibars by Sunday. Look at this, it goes to 983 millibars, 988 on the half B. This is truly insane, but luckily it's showing staying south of Jamaica, so not direct landfall. But these are just possibilities. Don't get too scared because these models can exaggerate. But just be aware that this is also possible. So, and the reason why this is concerning is because of this. So like let's go here on sea surface temperatures. So this part of the world is like boiling sea surface temperatures. If you zoom in on specific spots right between Jamaica and Cuba, those waters right between Jamaica and Cuba like 30 to 31 degrees Celsius. If there's no wind shear, this thing might skyrocket because those sea surface temperatures are literally boiling, and this is what fuels the hurricane even more. So this is very concerning, but there's also this here. So let's take a look at this. The ocean heat content is also very high in this area. So there's like the sea surface temperatures on the surface that are very warm, but this is deep in the ocean, like below the surface. There's a lot of heat content deep in the ocean, and the hurricane can pull these warm waters up and continue to strengthen it. So this ocean heat content, especially like south of Jamaica where it is now, and it's not South Jamaica, but like south of Haiti and between Jamaica and Cuba in the Central Caribbean, the ocean heat content is truly boiling. So this is a second factor that makes this likely to rapidly intensify. So please just stay safe with this. The sea surface temperatures between Jamaica and Cuba are also boiling. So please just make the preparations. If you're asked to evacuate, please do so. You literally have 24 hours before this starts affecting you, but please follow the orders of the local government and stay safe no matter what. Please, please be aware. And here, like, let's see, on the satellites, it's still struggling a little bit because of the wind shear, but let's see the rainfall on the European model. So it does have like 200 to 300 millimeters, like 398, nearly 400 millimeters in eastern Jamaica. This, I'm already warning you, it could cause catastrophic flooding and landslides in those areas. So take this seriously because it's like a serious threat. You don't want to mess with that flooding. So please stay safe, be careful with landslides, and stay safe no matter what. It shows in southern Haiti more than 300 millimeters as well. In southern Dominican Republic, you should also watch for potential flooding. So please stay safe. If I put this until November 1st, show like 500 millimeters in Jamaica. 500 millimeters could cause some record-breaking catastrophic flooding. No joke. And the European has 700 millimeters off the coast of Cuba. This might happen or might not because it depends on where the storm is going to go. If it passes south of Jamaica and goes into central Cuba, then this will be worse for central Cuba. But if it goes into eastern Cuba, it will be worse for eastern Cuba. So it still depends where it is going to go. And the GFS is going totally towards the Dominican Republic with 700 millimeters. And I personally don't think this will happen. You shouldn't discard this, but I think it will go west towards Jamaica. And then there's the icon also has 700 millimeters in Haiti, which would simply be catastrophic. But I still think that this is going west, not directly towards Haiti. So please stay safe in those areas and warn others immediately. Like there's only a day or two before this starts affecting you, and it's hard to determine wind gusts now because this storm might the intensity is still to be determined because some models show like 950 millibars category 3 and some show category 5. So it's still hard to know the exact intensity, but just know that the winds will be very damaging, especially in eastern Jamaica and also across southern Jamaica. For example, the European has like 132 km per gus Sunday across southern Jamaica, rises to 154 right in the southern tip there, and many cities to 135, 140 km per gus Sunday across most of Jamaica. So please stay safe. And then Sunday, Monday, this goes. But if this becomes like a category 4 or 5, this goes will definitely be stronger here. So please just stay safe. And the European has it passing right over Jamaica by the next Tuesday, Wednesday. And then take a look at this. It becomes suddenly a monster, like 300 km per gus. So the European has it rapidly intensifying between Jamaica and Cuba there. So please monitor this. This will be very dangerous. So warn others, but just know that the details will still change. The exact strength can't be known for sure, but just make preparations. Be careful storm surge, coastal flooding, coastal erosion, and all types of flooding. So please warn others and stay safe. Now for like the European model ensembles, it does show like that same general thing. It goes west towards Jamaica and curves into central or eastern Cuba. Some members approach Nicaragua and Honduras, but only a few of them. So there's that possibility is still open, but it will likely go towards Jamaica and then curve towards Cuba. So if you are in Cuba, I suggest you start preparing as well. So please stay safe and warn others. And there's in the Eastern Pacific just a lonely disturbance with 70% chance of formation. Nothing to worry about, but be aware. And severe weather, there is some severe weather today in Texas and Oklahoma and New Mexico's light risk and a marginal from Utah to Texas. So there is a 2% tornado threat from New Mexico to Oklahoma, and there's wind and some hail, especially 15% hail. So be careful, some large hail today, and especially this afternoon and overnight as well. So be careful those storms. Still a slight risk in Texas tomorrow, Friday, and this slight risk it doesn't end there. It goes if you keep this going, it'll go into Mexico. So there'll be some severe storms in northern Mexico as well. So be aware. And there's the marginal into Oklahoma, and then show like 15% wind and hail. So be careful, some damaging winds and large hail, and also 2% tornado threat that might grow, but for now it's 2%. So be careful. So isolates to scare severe storms, damaging winds, and large hail, possible in Texas, central Texas, mid-afternoon, Friday into Friday night as well, and hail. So stay safe in a tornado or two as well. So day 3 shows a marginal Texas in Louisiana, some wind again, maybe some hail. Then Monday, the 27th, I see many people talking about it for severe weather, but there's still nothing here. But just be aware that there might be something on Monday. We'll check the model soon. And then there's like this elevated fire threat today there in the Carolinas to Virginia. So be aware. And let's see here, just one thing that might help us. So here it shows like the Colorado State University for severe weather, day 2. So let's see, especially day 3 through 8. So this is day 3, like just like the SPC has there in Texas and Louisiana. So day 5 is, so let's day 5, day 6, day 5, day 6 around the 26th, 27th. So they don't have too much, just around the 5 to 15% there, like in the mid-south, that general area, but generally not too much. So there might be some severe weather on the 27th, but it won't be anything that crazy. So, but just be aware, next day 5, they're showing the most probabilities on the 28th, but some models are hinting the 27th, so we still have to investigate that further. But be aware, just checking the European, it does show here like those storms today there in Texas, those areas Friday today into Friday, especially Friday shows more storms there. Oklahoma, Texas, and Saturday into Louisiana and those areas because that's trough. So be aware, Sunday still shows a few storms in the south. It might be some very heavy storms Sunday, Monday, and by Monday this will already be across North Carolina and those areas. Monday, Tuesday, it might become a coastal low pressure again. Tuesday, the 28th, as it goes away. So on Monday itself, I don't really see anything in the plains, mainly in the southeast, next on Monday. So be aware, but they still might change. So this shows, especially like from the storm, some 4 inches, a few areas 5 inches in Louisiana, North Carolina could get close to 4 inches as well, Oklahoma, Texas, more areas. So be careful, some heavy rain, those areas, and also in the Pacific Northwest, some like show some 3 to 4 inches, especially like close to 6 inches in some spots in Oregon. And it's because of this front in British Columbia now with heavy rain and snow. Shows there. There's another system in Quebec with some freezing rain in northern Quebec and some rain. Then this goes, the cold front in the Pacific Northwest goes all the way to Northern California. And then Saturday, Sunday, still snow in the Rockies. And then Saturday, this second guy arrives in the Pacific Northwest, another extratropical cycle with more strong winds and snow and rain. So there should be widespread snow and rain Saturday until Monday across these areas in the Northwest, in the mountains, into central Canada as well. More snow. So, and later next week, still showing more potential in the Pacific Northwest. So we'll keep watching, but be aware in those areas. It does show some widespread snowfall across those areas, across the Wyoming, Utah, into Idaho, some 10, 13 inches, some like 17 inches in Oregon, Washington. Northern Utah should get some as well in the mountains, most of central Colorado. Southern Wyoming even shows like Nebraska some 2 inches. I don't know if that will happen, but you never know. And there's South Dakota, the GFS barely has anything in those areas, so just a European. The Icon has like some 0.5 inches there in spots in South Dakota. So be aware, but especially like in the Pacific Northwest and the Rockies. And then it does show here like the European, like less than 1 inch across the Appalachians, West Virginia, like very little. And I don't think this might happen because the GFS doesn't have it, nor the Icon. But what might happen is that in the further in New England, in the Northeast, so some 0.4 inches, the GFS is even to 1 inch next 5 days. So there's some possibility in the Northeast in those areas. Later into November, does show more in Maine and more areas there, possibly. This is just a forecast. So be aware in those areas. Now for Canada, the show in British Columbia from these fronts will get a lot of snow in the mountains, 110 centimeters, just until next Tuesday, in the next 5 days, some 36, 42 centimeters, more spots in the Rockies, and more into northern Saskatchewan, central northern Saskatchewan, and spots in Alberta, especially in Alberta, shows there 33 centimeters or more northern Alberta. So be aware into northwestern territories and spots of Nunavut. Some more snow across central northern Nunavut, northern Yukon, not so much in Yukon compared to the other areas, but still shows a lot. Most of Yukon. Into Alaska, there's some 3 inches, 2 inches. Southern Alaska in the mountains, like 13, 17 inches. So be aware, those areas, especially the Rockies and Cascades in the mountains and everything. So stay safe. And does show here those temperatures still pretty cold across northern Canada into Alaska, some -8, some spots -10 degrees Celsius today. In Alaska, in the 20s to single digits Fahrenheit, especially central northern Alaska. In the south, it's better, but still cold. So be aware of those areas. Central Canada, some chilly temperatures and more areas in the Rockies there. And then that's actually the afternoon. So during the next morning, it gets much colder. Spots in Ontario, into Manitoba, some 0, -1, -2. Spots in the Rockies there. So be aware, especially like in Nunavut, in the Arctic, some -11. In Yukon, spots in Northwestern Territories, and Alberta, British Columbia. A few spots are warmer, but more spots are colder there. So be aware. In the afternoon, it does get better, especially southern Alberta, but still pretty cold during the night. Spots in more areas of Ontario, Manitoba, and later getting colder in eastern Quebec. There, those areas, northern Quebec, and still the northwest continues. Shows there in Alaska, even like 2 Fahrenheit, more spots there because Central Alaska. So be careful. This is still Saturday, so Saturday, Sunday in Eastern Canada gets colder, still in Western Canada there. Then Sunday, Monday still shows pretty cold across most of Western and Northern Canada there. And Alaska is already showing even like -11 Fahrenheit, -9. So prepare there, be ready. This goes next Tuesday, so like during the night, much of Central Eastern Canada, pretty cold, and like Western Canada especially. And then after that, still shows next Wednesday, Central Canada colder, and it will keep changing after that. So be aware in those areas. And let's see the US temperatures in that old way we used to see them. So still show like this afternoon in Texas, some May is 90s and spots in the southwest. But tonight into Friday morning, take a look at this. Some 30s, widespread 30s and 40s across the Midwest, potential 34, 32 degrees Fahrenheit already there. Minnesota and into Iowa, in the Appalachians, some 30s. And if you are under this blue shade, just know that it will be very cold, potentially close to freezing or below freezing. So like some 27 degrees Fahrenheit, northern Illinois. So be careful. In the Rockies, some 30s, 20s as well. Potentially in the highest points, some teens as well. So be aware. And still warmish in Texas during the night. So day two maximum temperatures does show like some 90s in Southern California, in Texas, some 80s in Florida, and some 50s there in the north in those areas. And then does show during the night again the northeast, some 30s, it gets colder, some 20s in the Appalachians and those areas, the upper Midwest, some 30s, 20s, and still the Rockies there, pretty cold in the Sierra Nevada into the Cascades. So be aware in those areas that day three maximum temperatures for Saturday afternoon. It does warm up some 70s in eastern Montana into South Dakota there, so it does warm up, and especially in the South Texas, Southern Arizona is still hot. But take a look at the Cascades, still some shades of blue during the day, so imagine at night. So Sunday morning shows some 20s, teens in the highest parts of Idaho, some 30s, 20s in the Cascades, there into the Sierra Nevada, and the Rockies in the Northeast, New England, pretty chilly, some 30s, potentially high 20s. So be aware, still warmer in the afternoon, much in the south, but still cold in the Rockies Sunday afternoon. Monday morning shows gets even colder, some lower teens in Wyoming, the mountains, some 20s. 30s, 20s, most of the northwest there. Montana in the northeast still dominated by those 30s during the night. So be aware, and shows like Monday afternoon it does warm up most areas, especially in the south. Some may is still even 90 in Texas, but the Rockies and Cascades still very cold, potentially below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, even during the day in Wyoming. So Wyoming at night shows some 30s, 20s, teens, especially there shows more Washington, Oregon, some 30s, 20s, and still in the Northeast, those 30s there. So here, take a closer look at the Northern Rockies, show some 15, 16 Fahrenheit, potentially even lower. So be aware those areas. And here, so this is day 5 Tuesday. So Tuesday afternoon, does warm up in the south there. in other areas. And then Wednesday morning, still pretty cold. And the cold goes all the way down to New Mexico and Arizona in the highest mountains, the Northeast and the plains are in the 30s, 20s. So please be aware and stay safe in these temperatures too. So be careful the excessive rainfall, some marginals today, slight risk tomorrow, Friday for those storms, the southern plains, the northwest, and still slight risk in the south by Saturday. So be careful. And a margin in the northwest, day 4, a margin in the southeast, and day 5 as well, the east coast and into the plains, not northern plains. So be aware in those areas. And day 1 through 7 shows a lot there, spots of the Pacific Northwest and the southern plains, those areas. So be aware. And here for the Rockies in those areas, shows, especially in the Cascades, there's a higher winter storm severity index already because of the snow in those areas in the Cascades. So be careful too. And I just ask you with all of my heart to stay safe from this hurricane developing. It will be very dangerous. So please stay safe, warn others there. And just as a usual recap, be careful some showers and storms in Central America, some heavy rains, and a few shower storms still in the Caribbean and more areas. So stay safe.